Good. Good evening, good day, good afternoon, good morning to everyone that's on the call. Thank you for joining us for our very first open session. Um, so, before I just go into explaining what the open session is all about, I'm going to just ask that you head over to the chat and just let us know where you are joining us from tonight. If you are joining from a mobile device, that means go on to your in-call messaging and let us know where you are joining in from. If you're on a computer type device, at the bottom of the screen, bottom right, there is a little chat icon. You can open that up and just type there where you are joining from. So, welcome to everybody. I will read out where everybody's joining from in a little bit, but just to explain what we are doing this evening, we are going through. You are in charge of what happens in tonight's call, effectively. So that means if you have any questions, any comments about anything pertaining to Lumi, the NAT FAM training program, anything in that space, building ecosystems, we are here to take comments, questions, and tonight is all about iron sharpens iron. So before we get started, I'm just gonna go through to the comments. So, uh, if you can just prepare your questions, you can come off mute and ask your question. If you are going to come off mute, please just make sure that your background is not going to be too destructive, and ask your question, and then you can go off mute. We have Mo is here tonight. We have the Minister of Family and Social Economy of the State of the African Diaspora. So we have a wealth of knowledge around in this room. We have you as also a knowledge source. So let us chat, let us engage. Um, so while I am on here, let's just read through some of your comments in the chat. I see Faith coming in from Zambia, Eveline coming from South Africa, Pastor Sharon from Zambia, Celine joining from Jamaica, Irene from Zimbabwe, Ogeta from Nigeria. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please keep your messages coming, letting us know where you are coming in from, because this really helps us to understand the reach of the sessions, and also to be able to serve you accordingly. So, welcome everyone to the session tonight. Ogeta, I see you are off mute. Do you perhaps have a question, comment? I guess not. Glenda coming, or rather Genda from South Africa, welcome. I'm reading through the comments. And I am just going to hand over to you more.
Good day, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. As Lerato has indicated, this is a session for all of us to share experiences, to raise concerns, but this is about anything and everything. Importantly, let us talk about NAT FAM, which is the current hot program we are running through now. If, for an example, you are registered, say yes, you are. These are challenges. These are my feedbacks. These are experiences. These are my questions. I've registered, but I can't access my courses. All those. Importantly, let us also build each other in other areas. If you do have any concerns on other areas, I think that the ground is yours. We don't want to be talking a lot today. It is you now feeding us feedback. The last point, if you do have ideas on how we could improve and reach out to areas in Africa that are inaccessible, this is another space you could drop in your wisdom, your ideas. Please feel free. This is about building this African continent. Thank you, Lerato. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Moa. And I'll just hand over to Dr. Chong for any introductory remarks.
How many now?
Uh, for the you have the next 2 minutes. Dr. Chong,
Okay, can you hear me? Yes, yes.
loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. Those who are on already, I know many more are coming on. And today we want to move our training programs to another level. We want to make sure that not just those people who have access to internet and those people who are already empowered by communication. We want to extend our training to those areas where persons are most challenged. And this is why we are having an open session. We find that persons who are in the cities and who have constant Wi Fi have been able to take advantage of all the wonderful offerings that SOAD, the State of the African Diaspora, is offering. But persons outside of those areas are challenged. They have no phones, they have Wi Fi on and off, and those are the people who we're trying to really reach because those are the ones most needed. So that's really the purpose of this session. And so we value all your comments and all your counsel as to how we can do this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chong. So, like I mentioned, tonight is all about you. Any questions, any comments, your experiences, please feel free to share. So that we can have an open discussion and effectively information will be based on what you want to know and what areas you think you need to be enriched. So I see a question or from MDF grants in the chat around I'm looking for merchants selling musical equipment and can accept Lumi. So I think that also highlights that if you have any products or services that you are selling, whether in full Lumi or partial Lumi or whatever arrangement you are having there in your business strategy, this is a platform where you can actually share your experiences, talk about what you are selling and what portions of Lumi or full Lumi you are actually accepting. So I'm going to put that out on the platform. Merchants who are selling musical equipment and can accept Lumi. If you're one of those, you can come up and let us know how you are selling your equipment. Okay, as I already mentioned, you can feel free to come off mute and ask your questions or comments. Dr. Chong?
I just wondered if everyone on the call was already um, what should I say? Not necessarily registered, but aware of what the Lumi is all about and what the NAT FAM is all about. Because I don't know if there's anybody here who's new who does not have any background as to what we're talking about. So um, I don't know if you could get that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chong. I think that's a good starting point. Yes, so maybe let's start there. Let's do an indication if everybody has already registered for a Swifin account. Um, you can just by putting an I in the chat if you have not registered yet. Then we can then maybe talk through the registration process. And if you are already registered and have any particular questions around what it means to be registered, how this whole initiative came about, or anything along those lines, just also put a message up, or just come off mute and just indicate, and we can maybe have that talk too. Anybody new on this particular platform this evening? You've never been here, and you came specifically because you have any burning issues, or you wanted to know something. This is your opportunity. Like I said, tonight is all about you. Nigeria being well represented on tonight's meeting. Timothy from Nigeria, Laura from Nigeria, Akita from Nigeria. Welcome, everyone.
Hello, Slavuka.
Hello, Jablani.
Oh, thank you. I am necessarily not the new one here, but I am responding to what Dr. Chong just indicated about anything that we think of that we can contribute in the group. I hope I'm not going to close out people who are new here. I'm keen to hear from them and what is it that we can assist them about. But mine was to respond to what Dr. has put as a challenge to us. I would like to say, Doctor, I feel so honored and blessed in this day and age, and that I become a member of such a very noble program that we have in Africa. I would like to appreciate the involvement of the African in the diaspora countries to come and share their skills and experience with us Africans. But what I read from your input during the day on what we should be doing as participants or the people within the Lumi project in Africa here. It's a very huge responsibility that you put before us, and a very great opportunity in our lifetime as Africans. I have realized since I joined the NAT FAM program that we have a lot to do with creating our own ecosystems, like you were saying. I have noted with great appreciation or great, I don't know, lack of better word. I'm so excited that I realize that our minds are being challenged today, that we shouldn't take things at face value and enjoy them, but we take things, think over them, and see the opportunity that they bring in our lives. The question that you are posing to us now is that since I'm part of Lumi, the registration of myself and receiving the stimulus is not the final and ultimate thing that must happen to me. What I must be worried about is to create an ecosystem that will make this Lumi a dream come true, because Lumi without working is just as good as nothing. So what I have to do as Jablani, I must in my community where I reside or anywhere else, I must try to instill the responsibility and the ability of other people to be able to create life around Lumi, and that life or anything that we create, we use Lumi as a vehicle, not as an ultimate achievement. Let Lumi be a vehicle towards the change or changing the lives of individuals in this continent and the diaspora. So I want to echo your words. Registering people in great numbers is nothing if those people don't know what exactly the Lumi wants to achieve for us in our lifetime. I am saying, let us create those ecosystems, Doc, like you are saying. I want to say in South Africa, where I reside, in Klerksdorp in the Northwest Province, I will strive very hard to organize fellow South Africans to see to it that we create an ecosystem whereby we can buy and sell amongst ourselves using the Lumi. And this Lumi will take us further because it's an international currency. So that is my contribution. It, the doctor's words are just challenging us all in this room to say, let us not just be excited about getting the Lumis. Let us be worried of how are we going to make the Lumi to work for everyone in Africa. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Jablani. Such passion and strong words, and I really love the commitment that you are making, because indeed this is all about that commitment that each of one of us needs to have and make and commit. Thank you so much. Before I go over and maybe give Dr. Chong an opportunity to maybe respond, I'm just going to go through to the chat quickly and just acknowledge your messages. I see somebody sent in an anonymous message. Yes, I am new and I know about the Lumi. However, I know nothing about NAT FAM. So I think Dr. Chong, when you come up, if you can just take us through what this NAT FAM that everybody's talking about is. I see Genda's message. I also would love to hear about NAT FAM. So NAT FAM being a hot potato in the chat right now. So if Dr. Chong, and I see Asleen, I have registered for NetFam for some time now, but can't get onto any of the programs. So I suppose we'll need to just interrogate that a little bit. But let us just maybe first start off and talk about what this NetFam is and how people register and what are they going to get once they have registered. Then we'll come back and then address Timothy. Your question is noted. We'll come back and address that question. Dr. Chong?
Okay, thank you so much. And Jabulani, I have to appoint you as the person in charge of that province in South Africa. I am going to put in this chat group a letter that I have sent out to MPs of the different countries that who I want to be what I call representatives for the Ministry of Family and all our offerings, right? And so once I do that, I need persons in each little province, coming right down to each community, each so and so, to be able to carry out the vision. And you have articulated it perfectly. Perfectly. It's not about who you are or what organizations you have. It is about those who have caught the vision. And before I move on, my vision is for every person who is registered for the Lumi to lead a group. So your objective is not to get people who are registered for the Lumi in your group. The objective is every person registered for the Lumi is to lead a NAT FAM training group for everybody they have influence over. Whether they're registered for the Lumi or not, neither here nor there. But every person, like say 3 times, registered for the Lumi must lead their own group because you are being empowered by the NAT FAM program to lead their own group. Now, what's the NAT FAM program? When the Lumi was thought about by King Timothy McPherson, the purpose was for the economic development of the people of African descent, so that we had one common money to use in our economic transactions. That was done years before the state of the African diaspora in the area of Akompong, the kingdom of Akompong in Jamaica, where we had a sovereign nation that was given their sovereignty by the British because they defeated the British army in Jamaica. Just like the people of Haiti defeated the British army and the French army and the Spanish army in Haiti. That is why Haiti is having all this challenge, because they were never forgiven for defeating the British army, defeating the French army, defeating the Spanish army, and they went on to help the American army win the Civil War in America. And then the Americans turned around on them. So now Haiti has British, French, Spanish, and American against them. Only the uniting of the people at the bottom through education and understanding their individual sovereignty can free them, because there's too much stacked against them. That same program is what we are using for the whole of Africa. I went to Haiti before the first earthquake they had, and that was where this whole program was birthed. Now we all in areas that were colonized face the same challenge. And so the money, the Lumi, was envisioned as the thing that would help us to have ascendancy in the financial area, because all federal banks in the world are controlled by a private American company that will never accept the Lumi. End of story. Because once they accept the Lumi, it will devalue all other currencies. So we have to use the Lumi among ourselves. That's one. Now, the next thing we found out was that even though this money was developed, there was a problem with people accepting it. Because they say, why can't we change it into US dollars? Why can't we take it and buy goods that are produced by other people? Because if we do, we will become the millionaires and they will become our servants. End of story. So they will never accept it. The world is controlled by three things: health system, financial system, and media communication. The media is what deals with our mindsets. It is what determines what we believe because it is what we hear and what we see constantly. And so, having done the Lumi is of no use to us because we are all dying of diseases. On this call, there is nobody who is not threatened by a major disease, including me. And so we decided that we have to take control of the health of our people. All the money in the world can't help us if we are constantly battling with health. And you will recognize that 90% of the millionaires of this world are very sick people. Why? Because their focus is in the wrong place. The love of money is the root of all evil. And once you love money, you will always be under the total control of Satan. So we have the money, but we don't have the health. We don't have the health of body. We're always distracted by our illnesses, so we cannot push forward on our vision. The first segment of the NAT FAM program is to train us to come back into health and to remove ourselves from the Western system of poisoning us with poisoned food and poisoned medications. Africa has always had the best health system in their traditional remedies. The best health system. Typhoid and all those things that ravaged Africa came from the West. Every known disease that has ravaged the people of African descent across the world were brought on us by the West and forced on us when we accepted their lifestyle. You cannot remove yourself from that scourge unless you change your lifestyle and go back to your African roots. God made us with self-healing body, and that self-healing body cannot function when we keep putting the colonials' food into our bodies. That's all I see on health. The third thing is media. The media is what controls our mindsets, what we like and what we don't like, what we want and what we don't want. 1970, 70, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2020. 51 years ago, I stopped watching the media. I stopped listening to the public radio, stopped reading the public newspaper, and stopped watching television. 51 years ago, 1970, when I understood at age 20 odd what was being done to my brain, to my mindset, to my likes and dislikes. I flew to Miami every weekend to buy shoes and to shop for this and to shop for that. And right in my country, I had the best shoemakers, I had the best clothing makers, I had the best agriculturists, I had the best that was the best for me. That was 1970. That is why I am so healthy, so peaceful, so joyful, so wealthy. Because I am embracing everything that God gave me in my own country. God says, I have given you everything you need for life and godliness in your own country for you to fulfill all my potential. And that is what the NAT is about. We must change the mindsets before we can utilize the money. So, what is supposed to be done with the money is that it is supposed to be put in a deposit. Just accumulate it. I have three accounts that have been accumulating $100, the equivalent of $100 from October, right? So I now have 1,000 US dollars in each account, and over the next 2 years, I will get another 1,000 each year. Consequently, I will have $3,000 in each account when they stop distributing the money. The purpose of distribution is collection and for investment. So we have the money, we are being trained how to get over the health issues, and the NAT FAM program is here to empower, and we have 7 areas that we are working in. First, we work in the area of health where we train every person to be a family health consultant, meaning to learn everything about for your family, reversing every condition that they have and how to move forward using the traditional things that are around you in your country, not in my country, in your country, to keep your family powerful and healthy. The second thing that we teach in the NAT FAM program, so all of August we're doing health. September we are going to be doing real estate. Every single person of African descent is to control the real estate that is under their feet. Meaning it can be a quarter acre or it can be 1,000 acres. It does not matter. And the person that 1,000 is not better off than the person with quarter. But you must control your real estate that is going to be productive. So whether you want to do a development, or you want to build one house, or you want to do a organization, or you want to do a park or a zoo, it doesn't matter. Every African must own real estate. And that is the first and only investment that we recommend for all persons of African descent. Because everything else comes from the real estate we control. Because out of our real estate investment, we will be able to supply all our water, all our food, all our ownership and development of whatever plans we want on land, all our energy resources, and all our earth mineral deposits. And when I talk about earth mineral deposits, I'm not talking about gold and diamonds and nickel and all those things. Those things we are going to sell at our price to those who wanted to make stuff. But first, we are going to take those components and make our cell phones, our computers, our machinery, all the things that they are making elsewhere with our raw material. It will be taken back, but it cannot be done if you don't own our real estate. So if every African owns a little piece or a big piece it means you will now be able to control. And we just start where we are. We're not looking for massive land. Just start where you are. And making a livelihood out of the real estate that you own is what happens. I lived for a time, I have real estate all over, but I lived for a time on a little quarter-acre lot where I had 2 feet of land on one side of my house, 2 feet on the other side, 6 feet in the front, and 10 feet in the back. Out of that, I planted moringa trees and developed over 40 therapeutic moringa products that reverses everything from Alzheimer's to asthma and everything in between, AIDS, Ebola, everything. Out of that little teeny weeny piece of land, I also grew 200 and odd different crops in 5 gallon pails, including banana tree, coconut tree, everything, in 5 gallon pails. Out of that little piece of land, I earned my total living, and all my other investments went into savings. So I would like to show everybody how they can do this. It doesn't matter what real estate you own. So those are the first 3 areas. And then after that, we learn about industry and commerce by family, trading and ecosystems, then economic, business and financial intelligence. Then we move on to real education. What is a real education? What I call purpose education. Not what you learn in universities now, but what you will learn so that you can empower and control everything around you. We are taught by the overseas systems of university. I have 8 degrees. I had to bury all of it in order to rise in real education. So, after that, we will do the section that has to do with how can I be a valuable contributor to the national development of my nation. That is what the NAT FAM program is about. It is a 3-year tertiary level training program that can be accessed by children, babies, right up. And this is what we invite you to be a part of. The program was commissioned and re-recorded by King Samako, who had come up with the Lumi, who had engineered the Lumi. And he said, it's no point giving people money if they don't know how to use it wisely. So after they've gotten the Lumi, I am going to give them the money to just pay the registration fee. Each program costs $2,900 US for each person. He says, I will pay the whole thing. But all they have to do is take 3 Lumi out of the money that they have been given by the state and register to access this program. I said, at first he said to me, give them the program. I said, no, I will not give anybody anything. If they are not willing to pay for it with the money that they have as a gift, then they don't really want it. And that is why we're having so much trouble with people wanting to spend the Lumi and spend the Lumi and change the Lumi. So it's 3 Lumi. And once you register for it, you get all the videos. They are 7 3-hour videos. Downloaded, not downloaded, sent to your email. And we have just gotten a database of all the hundreds of persons who have registered for the NAT FAM. And we are going through the list and going to be sending out a link to all of those persons. It should be done before Monday, who have registered with, just to double check that the stuff went to their emails, because we have their email addresses, and Once they, if you don't get it by Sunday evening, then it means that you just come on to the class on Monday anyway, because classes for August are being just publicized free to whether you're registered or not. On this link, you will have the link for the classes which happen on August. The next one is August 16th, 9 a.m. my time, which I think is 4 or 5 or 6 down your way. And you will be able to just patch into the next class on health. So I hope I covered all the questions in one.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chong. I think you did. And I think that also covers Isoline's question around I have registered for the NAT FAM and it's been some time. I'm sharing my screen, Isoline, just to show you over and above the measures that Dr. Chong has mentioned. If you go to the URL, the courses dot amazing. If you go there and you log into your profile, you would have your login details, which you would have created as part of your registration process. And you go to the profiles link, and under profiles, you can go to my courses. When you click on my courses, it will show you your profile and the courses that you are registered for. You'll see here it's showing my course and my progress bar. So if you click on that course, basically you are navigating into the course content and you'll be able to see a couple of introductory remarks there about the course, and at the bottom it shows you the course content, and if you click onto any of those, effectively you are able to then start taking your courses from day one, session one. You can then go through each of those and proceed as we are going through the NatFam training. I just wanted to just quickly show you that before I come back to the fact that Dr. Chong mentioned that there's a database that is already being created and there will be emails and links be sent out, so you should be able to be covered either way. Then going on to the questions on the chat, I see there is a question around how can I get my goods if I pay with my Lumi. So and that is one of the questions that next to how do I use this Lumi now that I have it, it's one of the questions that in reality we need to have a paradigm shift around how we are trading. But before I'm going to let Dr. Chong speak to that, I'm going to ask Chief Dr. Pius Ogeta to just make his comment, and then we will then come back to address the question on how do I pay with my Lumi. Chief Pius Ogeta.
Once more, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
This has been a very great session, witnessing. And I thank you for everything you have done. Since we got to know about this, started massive registration, we undertake to go through all the programs related to this in the African diaspora. Some of the experiences that we have done so far has to do with it. Number one, focus exploitation of the people and to make them believe in us and in what we are saying. Because sometimes now, our people have been deceived by government and other machinery. Our programs will work. And by the time they try to do into it, we discover that government itself will abandon it. And those people, the poor people that we actually intend to help in the process, they have wasted the little they have and nothing will come out of it. So we are finding it difficult to even contact people that this is going to be doing. Therefore, as we go out, try to register people, they encounter a lot of problems. Some of them coming from even the security agencies around, saying that it was yet another fraud that we are introducing to the people. So that is one area. The second area is actually the difficult in some areas. There are no internet, don't have internet at all, no form of network. And therefore you find it very much hard to register them. And again, the resources to even do this registration is another problem because here in Nigeria. Because by the movement, even to some rural areas, you find it difficult to come as a means to get there, no transport, unless you have your personal means of transport. And at times, it is again difficult when you get there for the people who agree to come out and welcome you. This is what I have said earlier. So I think with all these programs, the framework that is attached to this program is one of those things that when it is early, it is remained early to those that have been registered so far to help their business in whatever they do. Then people will now begin to rush and say, I want to get registered. And another thing is, I think it's a good news because as I've been following this program, the issue of conversion, how do I use my money, how do I buy and copy and so on, and being a very, has taken a central speech. So then, I got to know that only countries with digital currency can access Lumi, the stimulus. And recently, the Nigerian government has announced, has made 3 times this year, and have announced that by 1st October, we go digital. Which means that our work and our centralization program is made easy. So, some of us are prepared to undertake training, entrepreneurship and skill acquisition, even taking back to the rural areas. After we might have completed this course. Thank you very much. And I'm glad out of it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chief Dr. Pius Oketa. I think we are running out of time, so I'm going to ask Dr. Chong just when you do respond to these questions, just to be short and succinct. We have several questions that have been asked here, and I'm going to group them in this way for you to respond. One, there's a question if I pay for goods in Lumi, how do I then get them? And this is based on the backdrop that I'm probably buying them off the marketplace and whatnot. So if you can just quickly explain that one. And then the chief here asks questions around logistics. When I am registering people, how do I go to the remote rural areas? How do I reach out to those remote rural areas? How can we be helped to reach out to those remote rural areas and be able to register our people in masses? I think that's the question. And also to speak to okay, let's just take this first two, then we'll come back to the last two. Short and succinct.
Okay, one. The first one was How do I register people? No, the first one was, please repeat.
If I, how can I get my goods if I pay for them in
Okay,
Lumi?
yes. All right, now, when you pay for your goods in Lumi, first of all, you transfer the money on the Swifin platform. That's the only way. You just send the money from your virtual wallet to their virtual wallet. And then you contact the person who you are paying before you send the money. And they will tell you what their delivery arrangements are. It's just like Amazon or anywhere else. You have to be in touch with the person, and they will say whether they ship, they post, you collect, or whatever. That's one. Two, so you pay on the shipping platform, and then you make arrangements with between the vendor and the seller and the buyer, how the delivery will be made. Right. The second question, I want to really deal with the chief's um, questions. One, I said it earlier on, I'm not sure if you're still on, but I am not recommending that you move out to register people for the Lumi at this time because we are developing two different programs. One is putting things in print for the NAT FAM and also doing radio listenership groups in several networks right across Africa, right? Everything is in the middle of being arranged, and by the end of August, we will have all of that ready to roll. So, what we are trying to do at this present time is to encourage every person who has already been registered for the NAT FAM, for the Lumi, to register for the NAT FAM. Right now, whether you register or not, you will get your material for the whole month of August. So during that time, we work through all the challenges of registration for the NAT FAM. We would like you to get your groups together, even if your group is just one family, and start training and teaching them. That is much more important than registering for the Lumi because they can't read, they can't use the Lumi now anyway. And you can't use the Lumi unless you have developed your ecosystems. So the first three classes, the first three modules of the NAT FAM trains everybody how to develop their products and their ecosystems without spending 1 cent of Lumi or any other fiat or anything else. The program is so designed that it is knowledge based. And once you put the knowledge to in place, you are able to use all the resources that were being dumped previously to make money and to develop products that are saleable. In anything, saleable in fiat. Because I believe all of my products that I offer in Lumi, I also offer in US dollars. And so I get in US dollars constantly because all my products are in Lumi and in US dollars. And I go to different markets. So we're teaching everybody how to do that. We are teaching people how to develop your products, not just for the Lumi market, but for the wider market, so that we always have our own exchange. I have not spent any of my Lumi that I have been accumulating. I've sold so many things in Lumi, thousands of dollars worth of stuff in Lumi, and I just have it accumulating because I have the capacity to get more things for sale from the soil, from the ground, from things that were always thrown away before. So this is what we want everybody to develop, so that we don't want people to push on the Lumi. Now, when they start to learn how to develop ecosystems and stuff like that, then they can say, would you like to register for the Lumi? If they say yes, it's good. If they say no, it's still good. Because they now have the capacity to earn for themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Chong. I think you covered two of the, or rather three of the questions that the chief had asked there. Thank you so much. I'm just going to quickly run through the comments that are in the chat. Um, and I see comments from Prince Soga about the reset, and this is basically what the whole NetFem program is about, ensuring that people have a reset of their minds. I am seeing comments from Irene. I registered for the NetFem but did not get the link. I've already demonstrated on how you can actually go through and get through access your courses, Irene. And over and above, Dr. Chong has already mentioned there is a database being compiled and people will be reached out to. NDF grant, the NetFem program is great. I am certain the students in our members in Zambia Student Christian Movement would benefit a lot from the program. Thank you, Dr. Chong. Aselim, thank you very much for the information. Anonymous, once you start a unit, do you have to finish that unit, or can you stop and continue where you left off? Is it an online, or do you have a face-to-face? And to Anonymous, once you start a unit, you can take as much time going through any portions of the unit, going through the videos, so you can stop and start and continue at your leisure. There is also an online session that happens every Monday at 14 at 1600 South African Standard Time, and you'll need to convert that to your local time zone. And that session is a workshop where you can go through and engage with the lecturers or on the program or content of the program that you have just consumed. So right now, as Dr. Chong mentioned, we are going through day one, and day one is around the natural family health. So all the content around day one, if you went through it, and then you can then come onto the online workshops and go through that portion with the facilitators. I am aware that I am over time. I do apologize. More, would you please take through the announcements quickly?
Thank you. Am I audible? Okay, I'm gonna quickly unmute. Thank you very much, and thanks for all the engagements. Our announcements are as follows. One, NetFem practical online session is happening on Monday, and it focuses on the disease reversal protocol at 9 a.m. Kingston, 2 p.m. Accra, 3 p.m. Lagos, 4 p.m. Johannesburg, 8 p.m. Nairobi. The second announcement, our 6th Sunday Summit is happening on the 15th of August, as in tomorrow, 12 noon Kingston, 5 p.m. Accra, 6 p.m. Lagos, 7 p.m. Johannesburg, 8 p.m. Nairobi. Thank you very much, and thanks to all those who attended. And handing back to you, Lerato.
All right, thank you so much, Mo. And I want to just take this opportunity to extend our gratitude to everybody with your comments and questions. And I think this session has been quite important, so we'll probably extend this. And in next week's session, I'm taking liberty right now. In next week's open session, please do come prepared with your questions, your comments, your experiences. Let us engage each other. Let iron sharpen iron, or in this case, because we are on the African continent, let diamond shape the other diamond, and let us grow together in this journey. So on that note, I do appreciate everyone who is on the call, the chiefs, the princes, the princesses, the Minister of Family and Social Economy of the State of the African Diaspora, and everybody on the call. I thank you so much, and I'm going to adjourn this meeting. And good evening.